Hey everybody! Today I was inspired to create a video on out-of-body experiences and the different signs or ways we can discern between this and other phenomena. Now, I had my very first sleep paralysis that I can remember experience when I was a kid living at home in Northern California. I remember it was a very specific dream with a ride at a theme park that we had up there, and I had fallen out of it from the top. Now, there was a movie with Eddie Murphy that was made there at that theme park where someone had fallen out of that very specific ride and he had to save them basically. Now, I think that imprint stuck in my head and created the fear surrounding it. That just goes to show you what can be planted in your head. In the dream, I actually fell all the way to the ground and I landed on my back looking up at the sky. But when I woke up from the dream, I felt paralyzed. I felt like something was pushing me into the bed, or I was being like compressed into it, and I could see everything around me and my eyes were open, but I could not move or even speak. All I could do was cry because I didn't know what was taking place. Now, over the years and even until now, I still experience sleep paralysis episodes, as I'm sure many of you watching this do, because this video attracted you to it. It's hard to explain what is happening, and there are a lot of fears surrounding it, so I want to dispel some of those fears for you and give you a better understanding of what's happening. There is an old tale that during sleep paralysis, there's an old woman sitting on a person's chest. To be honest, this is just ridiculous. Now, that might sound like a judgment, but I don't like seeing people feed into a fear consciousness that was once created by other humans who collectively started to believe in it. One person may have had that experience. It is like one cancer cell who has a certain type of information, and then all the other cells around it start to gather and believe that information and build upon it, and soon, what do you get? However, I have access to different information, and others that I'm surrounded with also carry this other information too. Sleep paralysis has scientific and spiritual components to it. I will try to make this really simple and easy to understand for you. Number one, sleep paralysis is a symptom of having an out-of-body experience, and many people experience this phenomena as a precursor to it. It's important to realize that when we dream, we are all having an out-of-body experience. Yes, you are all astral projecting. Sometimes our consciousness returns and we awaken before there's been a full reintegration of motor capability, almost as if being jolted awake before everything is reconnected. Just remember, there is an ethereal cord which keeps you connected to your physical body. You will not detach, don't worry. 2, an out-of-body experience is when your consciousness leaves the physical experience to have another. This is not always intentional, and sometimes this can be detaching from the physical body and seeing yourself during a meditation or sleep, which is most common because we're out of the way. You can even visit other people or family members in other places in this linear experience. But sometimes this is traveling to other dimensional realities and places that you have other lives in. I often have out-of-body experience or astral projection to other places on Earth that are nature-based. People experience this in very different ways. Sometimes when you come into it, you can feel wobbly or feel like jelly or liquid. It is really a plasmic state that you enter. Don't have fear, and remember, you are always in control. Number 3, many often see people, beings, or shadows or light bodies during this experience. This can create fear around the experience because of what a collective consciousness of fear has created. There is nothing to be afraid of, as you are always in control of your experience. If something makes you feel uncomfortable, you are always able to tell it that you would like the experience to end. I am telling you this. If you can't do it verbally, you can do it with your thought. Spirit can always hear your thoughts. Not to go too far into it, but we do have angels and guides who work with us or on us during our sleep. Much of our healing comes from this mode. The only way it can come is when you are out of the way, and most of the times that's when you're sleeping. Sometimes people tend to see them when this takes place. Again, there is nothing to be afraid of, as these are all part of your non-physical team. In a way, they are aspects of you, so you are helping you. All right? Now, the important thing here is discernment. It's important to ask how you felt or are feeling during the experience. Did it feel cool, or did you have fear around it? If you have fear around it, you can just request that it is done in a different way and remind yourself that you are always in control. I'm always in control. And this is you just rediscovering what power you have. This allows you to regain control of your own experience. When it first started happening to me, it was done in stages, and I had to get used to it in pieces at a time. It wasn't all at once. After having the experience, I would sit and reflect on what was taking place and what it felt like. It was very clear that during a meditation, I was astral projecting and seeing myself meditate. Once you start honing in on this ability, you are able to be the driver of your experience and move into other dimensions. This is conscious astral projection. It is important that you document and journal your experiences as they do evolve over time. New layers unfold and you're able to see how far you've come in the process. Now, I just wanted to make this semi-short little video so that those who are still having fear around sleep paralysis understand that there are beautiful things that are actually unfolding for you. It doesn't have to be the fear-based mentality that it has been made out to be. And trust me, I had a fear-based mentality around it for many years. I just don't want to see other people buy into these ideas that it's all possession and demonic. I do not agree with that whatsoever. All my experiences have showed me otherwise. When there is a more dramatic dream that you do come out of an experience and a sleep paralysis attached to it, it's more of it just shocking you awake before you are fully integrated back into the body. It doesn't mean that there is something there doing something to you in this physical reality. Trust in the power that you have and that you are always in control. You have many guides and angels who are always in support of you and protecting you. All right? Happy travels.